Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing good. Today I've got you a fantastic, well balanced FM24 tactic. It's a 3-4-1-2 or 5-2-1-2 tactic. It is well balanced all around. We scored 128 goals all season, just conceding 38 times. We just lost 3 games entire season. We won the Bundesliga, we won the DFB Pokal, we lost to Man City in the semi-finals of the Champions League. But for RB Leipzig, it's one of the best achievements that we can achieve in one single season. Let's go and see how I built the team around the tactic and how we played against big teams. As you can see, guys, we won the Bundesliga. FC Bayern gave us a really tough competition. We just won by 2 points, but you can see we just lost once entire season in the league. Our top scorer is Benjamin Sesko with 34 goals, but our other attackers were not so far behind. You see, Lois Openda scored 29 times, Yusuf Paulsen 23, Xavi Simons 15. When it goes to assists, David Raum, our wing back, very important for this tactic. We build around these wing backs on wide areas. 18 assists, Xavi Simons 13, Seawald 12, and Baku 8, who's another wing back. So let's go and see how we played. Coming to the league stats, we are tied with FC Bayern for most goals scored with 90 goals that we scored the entire season. With the most possessions, we are sitting at third with 58% average possession. Even though this tactic was not built to hold possession, we were able to keep the ball quite a lot because of the way we were set up with our midfield, our wing backs, and our attackers. Coming to defense, we are the best team in the league. We just conceded 24 goals entire season. This shows how solid and strong we are defensively. One more interesting stat is the goals we scored from corners. We are sitting at the top of the table for this stat as well. If you're interested to see how I set up my routines for corner kicks, please leave a comment and I can show you what I did using RB Leipzig. Is an example of why our wingbacks are so important for this tactics. Here, Baku carries all the way to a cross and Paulson scores. Another goal here where we create from the wide area where Baku pass it to Xavi, cuts in, Openda scores. Another goal here where we utilized our wide wing back to score a goal where Baku crosses it in and Paulson scores. Coming to the cup competition, guys, we won that too. We did a double this season. Our final was against Frankfurt. We won 2-1. I'm going to show you some goals from there as well. Here are some examples again. This is the finals of the DFB Pokal, the domestic cup, where Christensen gave them the lead in the 5th minute. But in the 40th minute, Seawald and Openda combined well, where Openda's firing shot gave us that first goal as well, making it a 1-1. Then, late in the second half, Openda, Xavi, and Sesko combined well to give us that second goal, thereby giving us the domestic cup. We had a tough group in the Champions League as well, where we had Real Madrid, Milan in the same group as us, but we ended up being second in the group stage, thereby qualifying for the round of 16. We faced Girona in the round of 16 where we beat them 6-2, thereby going to quarterfinals to face Atletico Madrid where we beat them 4-2. In the semi-finals, we faced Manchester City, but we only came short on penalties. This shows that this tactics does even good against big teams. With a little bit of better players, maybe we would win the Champions League in next season or two. Let's move on to showing you guys the tactics that I've been using to make this RB Leipzig team play the way they're playing. But before we do that, I would really appreciate it if you hit that like button. It would really give me motivation to make new tactics which would really help you make your team play better in your saves. Thank you. To make this tactic, guys, let's start with create your own style here, and we're gonna select 5-2-1-2 DMAM. So this will be the base of this tactic which we will build upon. To start with, we'll go from keeper. So here, put your goalkeeper into sweeper keeper support. The main reason why he's in support is because for a quick transition, he's going to be helping you to make some small passes into much creative players ahead of him. So sweeper keeper is a really good option here. Also, when you're selecting the goalkeeper should have a very good first touch, vision, concentration, and composure. That way, he's not making silly mistakes, which will lead to some silly goals that you may concede. Because in this tactic, we are building from the back. So that's very important that your keeper has good concentration and composure and first touch. Coming to my defense, my central defender will be a no nonsense center back in defense. The main reason why I put him as a no nonsense center back is because his main job is to clear the ball away from danger, pass it on to a much more creative player, taking as much less risk as possible. Both my wide center backs will be a ball playing defenders in defense. Their main job is to carry the ball away from defense, pass it on to much better players, usually wing backs, because our attack is mainly based on the wing backs, because mostly we are building up on wide areas. Therefore, these two players will be making sure that the ball gets to these wing backs or to a much more creative player up ahead. Both these center backs, I'm going to keep them at tackle harder, because defensively we need to be more stronger and tighter when it comes to counterattacks, or even if a better team is playing against us, we should not give any chance. So that's why ball playing defenders will have these two instructions for tackling harder. Coming to my wingbacks, so I'm giving them instructions to stay wider, tackle harder, cross more often, as well as they will be marking a specific position which will help us a lot when it comes to defending. Right now, I am giving instructions to my right wing back. That means he will be marking their attack mid left. Same goes to my left wing back. He will be tackling harder, crossing more often, as well as marking a specific player that will be their attack mid right. And he should also stay wider, of course. These instructions are very important because our attack is sourced in these wide areas. So our wing backs playing very good is very important. So when you are selecting your wing backs for these positions, make sure they are good at dribbling, they're good at passing, and they're good at crossing the ball, even finishing, because they will be in positions where they are 1v1 against the goalkeeper, or even some long shots will help to score some goals. As well, if you saw the stats that I was showing before, most assists are from these wide wing backs because they're crossing more often, thereby creating more chances for our strikers to score. We will be keeping both these wing backs in attacking role. The main reason why I'm putting them in attacking role is because it's very important for them to be higher up in the field, thereby creating more chances for our strikers, crossing more often or dribbling more, even overloading opponent's defense. It's very important to create more chances, thereby creating 1v1 chances for our attackers to score more goals. Coming to my two central midfielders, I have one of them as in a ball winning midfielder role in defensive. Why I have him here is because to sit in front of the defense, trying to take as much less risk as possible, holding that position, shooting less often, dribbling less, but tackling harder. And all these instructions are pre-added for a ball-winning midfielder defensive role. And my other midfielder will be a deep lying playmaker. His main role, as you know, will be to carry the ball from defense, try to make the plays, try to switch the field, trying to give a pass, simple passes to the wing backs, or trying to give a simple pass to the attacking midfielder, thereby being as a support for every position around him, mainly dictating the play in that midfield. So that will be by this deep lying playmaker. For the deep lying playmaker, we'll give an instruction to mark a specific player that will be their attack mid center, thereby blocking their primary creative player. Coming to our attacking midfielder, we will keep him in attacking role. We will give him instructions to move into channels, dribble more, take more risks, and we will ask him to mark their pivot, their DM position. It's very important that these instructions are given as well, because he will be acting as a third striker. So it's very important that the player you're choosing to play this role should have more dribbling capabilities, finishing, composure, concentration. These kind of things should be really good for the player you choose to play here. Coming to my two strikers, I have one of the attackers to be pressing forward in attacking role and advanced forward in attack role for the other striker. We will give them instructions only to mark specific player that will be their center defense, so it makes it difficult for the opponents to play it from the back. Their main aim is to pressure the opponents when we lose the ball and try to score goals, give good runs, move into channels. Coming to the team instructions, guys, We will be attacking narrowly. We will pass into space, pass out of defense, focus down left, right, wing backs to overlap, left and right. Our passing directness will be short. We will be playing at a very high tempo. We will not add any instructions here. We will leave it to players' individual ability on how they want to attack in the final third. It's very important for you to choose the right players on how you want to play based on the roles that I already shown you. When in transition, we're going to counter press, counter, distribute quickly. We'll distribute it to the center backs or to the wide center backs or to the wing backs. Coming to when you're out of position, we will be pressing high and higher defensive line. We will trigger press much more often, prevent short GK distribution. We will step up more and we'll invite crosses. So we will invite crosses because the defenders, when I was using in RB Leipzig, the defenders were really tall and jumping reach was really high and they were really good in the air. Therefore, I invited crosses so we can easily block them. But if you have short defenders, I wouldn't suggest putting invite crosses. But step up more I used, but not get stuck in, because if you already seen the individual instructions that I gave to these players, they are already tackling harder. So if you put get stuck in, there are chances that they become overly aggressive, thereby giving you some penalties or even red cards. Therefore, I avoid putting get stuck in this situation. For team's overall mentality, I usually keep it at positive when we play easier, lower league teams. But when we play some higher teams, I would usually keep it at balanced or cautious based on how the game is going. I change in between. As well as you can change your wing backs mentality as well from attack to support or automatic based on what team you play. But that is all the things that you do when you're doing an in-game management. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it. Please hit that like button so that I get motivation to make more videos like this, more tactics. And let me know in the comment section if these tactics work for you. Cheers. Bye-bye.